Welcome to Learn to Code HTML Part 2. Today we'll be discussing styling in HTML. So we're going to learn how to color text, add borders, and change the font to them. If you remember last time, we saw how to add properties like underlined, italic, and bold text. Today we're going to take that one step further. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this and start a new paragraph. So here we have what just a normal paragraph looks like. We're going to go ahead and change this up. So to do this, we have to add a property inside of the paragraph element. So after the P, do space, style. So style is the tag we're using here, then equals, and then open and close quotes. Inside these quotes, we're going to type out the property we want to change and then its value. So the first property we want to change is the color of this paragraph. So we're just going to type color. If you're from Canada, there's no U in that. It's just C-O-L-O-R. And then full colon, and then type your color. So when it comes to colors in HTML, there's three ways we can do it. HTML has built-in colors, as you can see here. Just click on red. Run this, it'll work. Our text is now red. You can also use hex code, and there's a couple other ways to do it. We're not going to talk about that in this video. We're just going to show you the styling method. Later on, we'll discuss different ways to use colors. You can see, we open up colors red. Now we're going to start a new paragraph here. In this paragraph, we're still going to use the style tag, but instead of using color, we're going to use background color. So we're going to use sky blue because it looks nice. Save this, refresh. You see it prints a paragraph and the background of it is all blue. Another way to use this is instead of assigning a color to a paragraph, you can assign a color to the body of the text. So body, style, yellow, light yellow. The whole background becomes light yellow. So now that we have another paragraph, we're going to add a border to it. We're still using the style tag. And the property we're going to change here is called border style. And we're going to set this to solid. Refresh this. We have a new paragraph with a border around it. It surrounds the entire text. So if we want to change the color of this border, we can add two different properties and values to one set of styles. To do this, we're going to type a semicolon and then our next property. We're going to do border color. We can pick white. So we have a white border that surrounds this now. So in their style tag, we have two properties, border style and border color. You can have as many as you want, and you just have to separate them with a semicolon. We're going to add one more paragraph here, and this one's going to have different colors for the sides of the border. So once again, we're going to open a style tag. This time we're going to use dotted, just to see the difference here. Now we're going to set border bottom color and make that equal green. Refresh this, the bottom of the border becomes green. Once more, we're going to do border top color goes blue. This top of the border is blue. Now that we have the top and bottom colored the way we wanted to, we're going to change the left and right sides to be hidden. So we're going to do border left style equals hidden. Hidden. And we're going to repeat the same thing for the other side too. So as you can see, we have the top and bottom colors here. Then border left style hidden, border right style hidden. So you can see either side, left and right, is hidden. We just have the top and bottom, which have been colored before. So, as a general rule of thumb, when it comes to coding, you don't want these lines of code too long. So we're going to limit it right here. At the end of the semicolon, we're just going to start it on a new line. This doesn't have any actual effect. HTML ignores white space, so this is completely okay to do. We're going to do this once more down here, where we start the actual text of the paragraph. You can see nothing's changed. So next we're going to talk about font and alignment of text. So first of all, we're going to open another style tag. and this tag is going to say text align. So we're going to say center. So you're going to see you have this paragraph here. It's moved to the center of the page. Now this is really neat because it's always going to follow the center of the page, no matter how big or small it is. It always stays in the middle of the page, no matter how you move it. Anything aligned to the left, of course, it stays glued to the left side of the page. Next, we're going to talk about paragraph padding. So what padding means is there's going to be a break between the left side of the page and where your text starts, or any edge of the page, really. So in the style tag, we're just going to type padding. Now you can pad any of the sides of your property you'd like. You can pad the top, the bottom, left, or right of this paragraph. But if you don't specify what side, it just applies to all 4 sides. We say padding, and then there's 2 different ways you can do this. You can use either pixels, so we type 30 px, it's going to apply to 30 pixels. So this here is a 30 pixel gap between where this paragraph starts and where the end of the page is. It's always going to stay 30 pixels. The other way you can do it is to use percentages. So let's say we use 4%. Save this. It's always going to be 4% of the page. So the smaller the page is, 4% becomes a smaller value. The larger the page, 4% becomes a larger value. So this is going to apply to font as well. So we're going to go ahead and make this paragraph bigger. To do that, we're going to type font size, of course, in the style tag. And now we can input the value of how big we want the font. So we can say 40 pixels. Now each letter is going to be up to the 40 pixel size. It's going to be a big paragraph. Alternatively, you can use percentages. So let's say you want 110%. That's going to be 10% bigger than a normal paragraph. But it's just 10% bigger. It's kind of hard to see. We'll set that to 150. So that's 50% larger than this paragraph. So 2 methods to change values here are pixels or percentages. So now that we're talking about fonts, we're going to talk about font families. Font families are neat. They let you change what your text looks like. So we're going to go ahead and add a different font. So I believe HTML default sets it to New Times Roman. We're going to change this to Arial. So to do this, we're going to open a font family property. We're going to set this to Arial. So you can see this is now in Arial instead of in New Times Roman. Next, we're going to talk about serifs. So serifs are accents on letters. Not all fonts have them, but New Times Roman, for example, the default does. Once again in styles, we're going to type font family. And so here we're going to change this to sans serif. So serifs are the accent on letters. So you're going to see this paragraph here is no longer with serifs. So it looks a lot like Arial without the New Times Roman serifs. So for example, we're going to do the same paragraph with serifs here, so you can see the difference. Here we can see the difference between a paragraph with serifs and no serifs. Notably, the one with no serifs does automatically become larger, so it's easier to read. So the reason your property value here is sans serifs is sans the French translation that comes to like no serifs. So sans serifs means there's no serifs. You're turning them off. Of course, serifs just means there are some. By default, there are already serifs on New Times Roman. We didn't have to add this line of text. So there's many font family properties. For example, we can have cursive text as well. So here we can see, if you set the font family to cursive, this paragraph does become in cursive. And so you can look up all of the different properties you can add to font family. There's quite a lot, but this isn't HTML. The style property, this is part of CSS, Cascade Style Sheets. So we aren't going to go too far into this just yet. We'll get to it later. But for now, I just wanted to show you the style property and what it can do. So that sums up how to add the style tag to your already existing elements. We'll see you in part 3 of coding HTML here at Learn to Code. Thanks for stopping by.